we have Jameson Debose, spokesperson of the U.S. Embassy in Manila, now joining us on Morning Matters. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
And you have the same name as my little brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And let's talk about the EducationUSA University Fair. What makes this different in its 10th edition?
Well, I'd say that there's nothing that really makes it different. I think it's part of our sustained engagement, and it's part of our broader Education USA programming. So it's really important, and thank you again to the Morning Matters team and to yourself for having me here this morning to talk about it. It's important that we focus on it because it's an important element of the friendship between the U.S. and the Philippines, those people-to-people ties that are fostered when a Filipino makes that bold decision to say, I'm going to go study overseas, I'm going to go thousands of miles away from home to just make a difference for myself, but then also find those opportunities to make that difference when they come back to support their communities and families. And so thank you again for having me.
So does this come with scholarships?
Indeed.
The most important question, right?
Indeed. Well, we do, as part of the Education USA program, we have it free advising. So this fair is free and open to the public, but our American spaces around the country, we have 15 American corners in colleges and universities across the Philippines, where Filipino students can seek advising, ask questions about what are the opportunities, how do my interests match opportunities in the United States. And while the scholarship piece is often answered by the specific university they apply to, and most do receive scholarships, I would note to the viewers and to everybody watching that U.S. communities and U.S. campuses value that international aspect, that exposure that their students can gain by having a broader group of students, including those from the Philippines, on their campuses.
I wanted to ask more about this because there's a bit of uncertainty over the status of the United States in receiving foreign students. With the recent happenings between President Trump and also Harvard University, right? We do know that was highly publicized. At one point, correct me if I'm wrong, they suspended receiving foreign students. So how did that affect everything? I mean, students coming in, are there tighter regulations around it?
Sure. Well, I think the most important note to keep in mind here is that the visa applications are open. Students can apply for the it's the F visa category, which is commonly referred to as the student visa. The F, M, and J categories that allow people to go and pursue programs and courses of study in the United States. And so while there is a lot on the home front happening, won't get into commentary on pending legal action and processes, but I think the main note for those watching is that those applications are open. We encourage people to apply, but again, I think the first step is going to the fair, finding out what those opportunities are, and finding out the ways that you can make your personal interests match an opportunity in the United States.
Because I've been speaking to families here and there, and they've been telling me about their apprehensions when it comes to actually taking this route, because maybe at one point President Trump will do a hard line and somehow stall the process of studying in the United States. What is the likelihood of that happening? And for the 4 years to remain unhampered? What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. Well, I think what you're seeing is an effort to broad stroke ensure that the immigration laws of the United States are enforced and respected. And so students who go to any of the more than 4,000 colleges and universities across the United States have been doing that for decades. And the efforts now are just to ensure that people are staying in their status. So with a visa that allows you to go and pursue a 4-year degree program, there's optional work, optional practical training, for instance. So there's definitely different things to take into account as a student, as a visitor to the United States. But by the same token, our websites provide clear guidance on what it means to stay in status, to ensure that you're adhering to the the category of the visa that you enter, and in this case, student visas.
I'm sorry, but I have to start with the harder questions because
no problem.
these are what's on our minds right now, right?
Indeed, it's important.
Just checking out the news. Is it more expensive to get a hold of a student visa? Like, because am I correct that if you apply for the tourist visa, you'd have to pay for a certain bond? Has that been in place already, enforced already?
Yes.
And is it more expensive now? Is the bond more expensive for a student visa?
Thank you for that question. It's important to definitely, that's why I'm here, to have this conversation with you, but it's important for everybody out there to rely on the official U.S. government website and other resources that we provide officially. There are no third parties out there who can get you a visa easier or give you the right information outside of the United States government. In particular, the visa bond storyline, that applies currently to 2 countries. It's a pilot program.
Okay.
It does not apply to the Philippines.
Okay.
And so your viewers can rest assured
clear.
that
Which countries are involved in
so
the
right
pilot
now,
program?
there's a website for it, and I believe it's Zambia and Malawi. Are the 2 countries.
Okay, so
that
no
applies to.
bond required to get the tourist visa and a student visa.
That's right.
for
So while I
Filipinos.
can't get ahead of the future, I
Okay,
don't have
okay,
a crystal
okay.
ball.
For now.
But right now, the visa bond does not apply to Philippine applicants. But again, any announcement in this regard would be broadcast by us. We would make sure that your audience would be fully familiar and aware with the impact of it.
So how many schools are involved in this university fair?
So this year there are 28. They represent large state public schools, state or public schools as we would call them in the United States, private schools, community colleges, as well as those that have more specialized arts and related programs.
And what is there anything, a specific field that the United States is looking for to have more students for?
Well, I think one thing I'd like to highlight during our time together this morning is the Philippine American Educational Foundation. It's our binational Fulbright Commission. It's the longest standing commission in the world. Again, speaking to the breadth and depth of that friendship between the United States and the Philippines. They have a civil nuclear program, so it's STEM, right? A program where there's about $200,000 US dollars, or about 11.5 million pesos. Don't catch my math on that one, please. But that is designed to recruit masters, higher education applicants who will then be able to bring that exposure to U.S. networks as well as that expertise back to the Philippines and work in the energy sector here.
It's a high-paying sector. The civil nuclear.
That's right.
Civil nuclear. And I've been watching a lot of news from the United States, and I took note that many are quite worried over their jobs in the United States because of also the emergence of AI. How are people adjusting to that? And even the academic institutions with this new age?
Sure. Well, I think not being an expert myself, but I think the common threads you see in academia are related to the integrity of the work of the student and researchers. So there's that storyline, but I also think there's great applicability to enhancing the ability to do far greater things, far more complicated things, especially in the STEM fields. With the quantum computing and other advances.
So highly technical jobs.
Highly technical jobs, I think, are the future.
Are in demand,
and globally, right? And those are the kind of fields that you can explore at a U.S. higher education institution.
And they say also blue-collar jobs that involve more of the hands, right?
Right. Vocational programs, right?
Vocational
So like
programs.
those, there's always going to be something that needs to be fixed, and there's going to be electrical wiring that needs to be done. So I think that's why we have, like I said, the broad range of universities and colleges represented at the University Fair on the 28th.
Okay, and let's talk about that report that shows over 4,000 Filipinos studying in the U.S. last year, the highest in 15 years. And what do you think is driving the renewed interest?
Well, I think that the range of opportunities that are out there is definitely part of it. I think that the United States and the Philippines have just a long history where there are 4 million or over 4 million Filipinos or Filipino Americans in the United States. Filipino is the fourth most spoken language in the United States. So there's that ability to go somewhere far away, but I think you can also find, tapa for breakfast and things like that, where you can have a little bit of home and some familiarity, and that can help when you have that kind of dynamic for international students.
And there are worries also over Filipinos who are living already in the United States and over their status, working status there. Do you have any updates on that?
Nothing to announce today, nothing new. But as I understand it, the Philippine Embassy and the consulates have been very clear and open about the resources that they provide to Filipino nationals in the United States. And I think it's shared messaging that mirrors what you're hearing from the United States government, that it's important to stay in status, when you travel to the United States, to travel for the purpose that is stated on your visa or other, the green card status, what have you, for the immigrant visas. And so that's what I would like your viewers to take with them, is that there's a lot of news out there, but rely on the official sources, rely on the Philippine embassy and consulates.
And apart from scholarship opportunities, are there also job opportunities in the United States that Filipinos can possibly apply for?
Sure. So there's optional practical training is what it's called, OPT. So when you've gone to the United States for a course of study, you're able to pursue a major in a field, say it's a STEM field, and say that there's an internship opportunity related to that major, you can apply, and our U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services provide resources
so there
for
are pathways
Filipinos
if you study
pursue.
in the United States. All right.
Right.
A lot are worried also about the affordability. Apart from the Fulbright, what other scholarships are available?
Sure. And there are many to list, but as I stated at the outset, the majority of those are focused from the universities themselves. So there's work study that also helps students afford the cost of education, in addition to scholarships and other opportunities.
How much is the range of an education in the United States, and what tests are required to be able to get into these universities?
Sure. Having been a former student myself, the standardized tests like the SAT, right, and those sorts of things are mandatory, and they do depend on the program, right? So it's up to the student to take that advising that we do offer, take those resources that the schools provide, and then follow through on all the checklists. And most universities have a very regimented checklist, where you know what you have to do. With Filipino students, I think it's worth noting as well that we continue to work for ways to support the ability to pursue study in the United States, and one of those tests is the English language aptitude testing. So again, that's oftentimes up to the individual institution about what they require of international students.
So that's different from the SAT?
That is the TOEFL. It's an English aptitude test. And so working with students, our EducationUSA team does support that process as well.
Okay. And please invite our viewers for where could they go for this university fair?
Sure. So it's at One Ayala. We encourage all viewers out there to take advantage of it. So on the 28th, we'll be there, and we look forward to seeing you. Our staff will be there. And again, 28 universities and colleges from the United States have made the trip to the Philippines, so we encourage you to come out and meet them.
Are there freebies in that university fair? Probably a free tour.
Well, you'll have to just come out and see.
Come out and see. Okay, again, that's EducationUSA University Fair happening this coming September 28th at One Ayala in Makati. Thank you so much to the spokesperson of the U.S. Embassy in Manila, Jameson Debose.
Thank you.